Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning everyone. I'm Syafira Pratiwi, together with RESTITI DEWI February and YASMIN INAYAH. We would like to present the result of our work assignment about communication barrier. The title of our movie is Miracle in Number 7. The main character is Ryo Sung-ryeon as Lee Yong-gu. What are communication barriers? Communication barriers are something that prevent us from correctly getting and accepting the message others to use communicate their information. Through the ideas, the 7 barriers to communication are physical barriers, perceptual barriers, emotional barriers, cultural barriers, language barriers, gender barriers, and interpersonal barriers. Synopsis. Movie Miracle in Cell Number 7 is one of the saddest films made in Korea. This film is directed by Lee Hwang-kyun and was first released on March 8, 2013. This 127-minute film tells the story of a father named Lee Yong-gu, who has mental retardation or autism. He has a little daughter named Ye-sung, played by Kang So-won, little Ye-sung, and Park Shin-hye, an adult Ye-sung. The beginning of this story is when Ye-sung has one wish. Her desire was very simple, namely to buy a yellow bag with the image of Sailor Moon. Ye-sung always passed the shop to peek through the glass and wished to have the Sailor Moon bag soon. However, the father does not have enough money to buy the bag. And the story begins.
Until one day, when the father had already received a salary from his job as a parking attendant, they went to a bag shop to live. However, the only bag was already in the hand of the buyer, a daughter of the police commissioner. The father also asked the child to sell Ye-sung's bag. However, the child did not want to give it. After that, the son of the police commissioner went to Lee Yong-gu to tell him that there was another shop selling the same bag. His father following the boys. However, trying to follow the child went on the road and died. From there, Lee Yong-gu was caught a serious case with accusation of sexual violence, kidnapping, and murder.
We will move to 5 slides. We talk about the analysis, communication barrier from film Miracle in Cell Number 7. First is physical barriers. From the main character named Yong-gu has mental retardation or illness disorders such as autism. Because of that, he finds it difficult to talk and think like a normal person. He also behaves strangely. And then perception barrier, wrong information. Ye-sung's father helped the commissioner's daughter who slept. However, what happened and what the witness saw did not match the fact, because there was a brick next to Ji-young's head, or the commissioner's daughter, that fell. Then Yong-gu was accused of hitting her with a brick, so witness to Ye-sung's father had killed, raped, and the general daughter, even though it turned out that Ye-sung's father was not the perpetrator of the murder case. And then we have perceptual barriers, the narrow perception. We can find a narrow perception as a communication barrier in this film, namely when Ye-sung's father was caught and brought to the police station. The disabled person, Ye-sung's father, wanted to say something or wanted to explain that he didn't do anything bad or murder as alleged, but the police did not understand Yong-gu's words or Yong-gu's explanation because of his mental limitation. and he had autism, which caused a misunderstanding, so that finally the police chiefs hit him with a telephone receiver or telephone, even though Yonggus just wanted to inform his daughter at home alone. The continue of perceptual barriers. This can also lead to communication barrier, especially Yonggu, who also has autism. So we can see at the time of the final judgment, the defendant, Yesung's father, was psychologically shaken due to pressure and threat from the commissioner and his lawyer. Yonggu feelings Go-young is worried about his future. Therefore, Yonggu is willing to be put to death so that his daughter is safe.
Culture varies. In that area, everyone does not achieve people with disabilities and look at people with disabilities so that they usually adjust without listening to the explanation of the person with disability. Because, according to them, the explanation of the suspect or the person concerned cannot be trusted because he shakes hands with disability. Can we trust the testimony of the someone who have been convicted? Language varies. His father could not say a sentence clearly as usual because he was mentally retarded. So, people had difficulty understanding, and a misunderstanding arose when Yesung's father entered the shop and wanted to say that the bag that was bought by Yesung's father and doctor were originally intended to be bought by Yesung's father, but they are presented by them, and the father just want to touch his bag to show that he want to give the bag to Yesung. But they were presented by them, and Yesung's father only touched his bag to indicate that the bag they want to buy, but my son's parents misinterpreted that Yesung's father want to snatch their doctor's bag. So, the rich kids that his Yesung dead. Gender varies. Always give bad prejudice to men. In rape case, men are always the main suspect or perpetrators. In the film, Yesung's father was made a suspect in rape because he was a man and also from among the poor. Therefore, he was made as suspect.
The next is interpersonal barriers. Interpersonal barriers from this movie is, first, status influence. The Commissioner General looked down on Yesung's father because the Commissioner General had a higher status. This difference in status creates obstacles when communicating. People with lower social status generally have a tendency to submit to people with high social status. It can be proven by the incident when Yesung's father became a suspect, the murdered commissioner's daughter. They accelerated the case by not investigating the case in detail. The second is semantic disorder. This disorder is caused because we mispronounce or write wrongly, causing misunderstanding which in the end the message conveyed is not understood correctly. Because Yesung's father was mentally retarded, Yesung's father's pronunciation is not clear, so it can make people misunderstand and he cannot explain an incident well. When he first went to prison, her father was beaten because he could not explain if he was innocent. The next is movie conclusion. The cell number 7 had a high level of security, but they were able to bring Yesung into the cell and it was a miracle. Even though he is innocent, Yongo is still sentenced to death because he did not make a defense in court to keep his daughter alive. This makes Ye Sung determined to become a lawyer to clear his father's case. Ye Sung became a lawyer in his father's case at a long-closed trial. When the case was reopened, Ye Sung fought the prosecutor general of the commissioner general, and he won the case so that his father's name became clear without a case for the murder of the commissioner's daughter. And the last is our conclusion. We know that in the film Miracle in Cell Number 7 have communication barriers. There are physical barriers, perception barriers, emotional barriers, cultural barriers, language barriers, gender barriers, and interpersonal barriers. From that movie, there are many values in life that we can take. First, the magnitude of a father's love for his child, even though he suffers from a mental retarded, does not prevent a father from showing affection to his child. And second is the hard work of a father in making his child happy. I think that's all about our presentation. Thank you for your attention.